Hey Mama, I'm Ashley, and this is the Maverick Mompreneur podcast, where you're free and encouraged to own your desire to create and scale an impactful, discoverable online brand and business in the midst of motherhood. A business that's aligned with your mission, lifestyle desires, personality, and zone of genius without wasting your time on the hustle and grind hamster wheel that is social media. Can I get an amen? Sis, you are a maverick, an original, willing to stand out in your authenticity, defy expectations, and do life and business outside the box. In our world, if it's not aligned with who we are, it's a hard pass or a brave pivot. So if you're here for the powerful identity shift and transformation from boss babe or boss mom to aligned CEO, building a one-of-a-kind, influential, hustle-free online business that will produce long-term impact and multiple streams of income through SEO, affiliate marketing, and courses while building yourself in the process, well, pop in those AirPods, grab that cup of coffee or glass of wine, and let's get growing. This is day 3, and it's going to be a workshop. This is your multi-stream brand roadmap workshop. I'm Ashley. I wanted to make sure that I reintroduce myself. We're not going to go through this whole timeline that I did, but that's back in day 1. But I am here to serve you. I am here to open up the possibilities that you have right in front of you before the end of the year, even to create an additional stream or more of revenue through your bossed up brand. And so I'm really excited for today because we're going to be interacting. You're going to be working within your workbook to build your multiple stream brand map. And so if you don't have your workbook downloaded, there's a link above the video and you can go ahead and download that. And we're going to be working on, there's actually 3 worksheets. I don't know where the third one went on my visual here, but there's worksheet 5, 6, and 7, and then a notes page for you for today. And we're going to be doing all 3 of those. I am going to be sharing, as I promised yesterday, my brand revenue story in detail. I have it jotted down here in my notebook as far as how did I get to 6 figures after that first year? So what were the steps? What was I focusing on? What would I do differently? So I just want to give you some little insights that hopefully will be helpful in your journey, regardless of whether you are just starting out or you're wherever you are. Hopefully it will be helpful. I really want to try one more time to get these slides up. If you can't tell, it's really bugging me that they're not like in proper format. So you're seeing the rest of my screen. That's just really annoying. So while I'm doing that, please let me know how your day is going. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're energized. I hope that you got a good night's sleep. I hope that you had a good breakfast this morning. Let me know how you're doing today. And if you're really excited to learn anything today in particular, I'm going to try and present this again. Full screen, please let me. Okay, screen sharing is paused. Does anyone know? Okay, this is so weird. Oh, you see a boss up your brain. Okay, what can you see right now? It says my screen sharing's paused, but there is literally no. Does that look? Screen share with the 3-day. Okay, let's see. Maybe so it tells me that my screen sharing is paused, but it looks like here that it's not. No, it is. Resume share. So this is weird. Can you guys see that? It just says clicking resume share. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, let's just go like this. And so frustrated, you guys. Okay, let me try downloading. Going on. Okay. In the meantime, this will work. I'm so sorry. At least I know, I'm like to the depths of my soul, that once we get going with this, you're gonna be so happy that you're here. But I'm sure right now this is completely obnoxious. I've never, when I exit full screen, it won't share. Okay, well, we're just gonna do it this way. That's okay. All right. It is sharing this. So reminders, the homework assignment for today is going to drop after, I believe it's scheduled again for like 10 or 11:45. So that will be posted. It's going to be in the guide section, pinned to the top of the group. Can't miss it. If for some reason you miss it, search day 3 and then look for that graphic and you'll get to go. Okay. So reminder, The replays for all three of our trainings, day 1, day 2, and day 3, will be taken down at midnight, basically, or before I go to sleep on the 19th. So make sure you catch up before then. And then the 3-month Maverick Society scholarship winner, because you have until then to get in, to watch all the videos, to get in your homework assignments. And the winner is going to be announced on the 20th. Now, if you weren't here yesterday or you didn't get to watch through the end of yesterday, I did open up enrollment for the last 10, now 8 founding member spots left in my membership, the Maverick Society, where there are all of the courses, all of the trainings, all of the resources will be weekly. Right now it's 3, will be 4 times per week where you get coaching with me, where you can submit questions any day of the week, get them answered live or by replay on the actual call, and so much more. And so I opened that up. And if you're someone who's thinking, oh, I hope I get a 3-month scholarship, I would say your rationale for still jumping in, if you know that you want to be in the membership for the accountability, the support, the community, the resources, the tools, the basically season pass to your professional development, I would say go ahead and register before, this should say 4, well, now there's 4. So the first 5 of those 10, now 8, you're tracking with the math, to snag one of those founding member spots is going to get a one-on-one call with me to reverse engineer your revenue goals. So what we're going to put in place today, the one-on-one call will piggyback off of that. And we're going to come up with a specific action plan for you to actually make it happen, like step by step. That is a $997 value. The first 5, actually now 4, 3 left of those. So if you want in, do that. And then if you win the scholarship, you'll get your second, third, and fourth months free. Does that make sense? So if you want to snag the bonus and you're in the running for the scholarship because you're doing all your homework, don't hold off on doing that. Okay. And like I said yesterday, that is only going to show me that you actually want to be a part of the membership and you're really in it to take advantage of all of that I would be giving you for free. So anyway, related Maverick Mompreneur podcast. This I shared yesterday. If you didn't watch yesterday, I just want you to take a screenshot of this. And if there's anything in there that you want more information about, because obviously I can't like smash everything into 3 days. Of course, I'm trying to, as you could tell. But, oh, you know what I can do? I can at least do view full screen. Can you tell this is still bugging me? I really hope my energy is not completely off for you guys. I feel like my energy is still good. It's just not as pretty as I would like for it to be, but to go on, right? So take a screenshot of that, or listen to some of those this weekend. Maverick Mompreneur podcast. You can either go to my site, you can go to elevatedwithashley.com, you can go to any platform. It should be there except for, I think, Pandora. I don't think Pandora. All right. So workshop day 3 or day 3 workshop time. Are you ready? I'm super ready for this. Oh, thank you. My eyebrows are on point. I penciled them in. They're actually nano bladed now, but I've noticed that it's starting to fade. And so I sometimes fill them in. Tuesday scroll. All right. Thank y'all for being patient. Oh, Morgan's on. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Maria. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Marnie. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Mona. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Angela. Who else is on? Say hello when you hop on. All right, workshop day 3. So like I said, my brand journey to the first $100,000 year mark, it was quite a wild journey. And so what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to talk you through this while you do some work. So I don't want to have just dead air time while you're jotting things down. And so what I'm going to do is just sort of get started right now and then talk you through the process. And you can tune me out if you're like, I don't care, or you can listen to that and kind of get some ideas. I think I know for me, it's really important to be transparent about the reality of building a business that you own, that you wear all the hats for. I'm a solopreneur currently. So trust me when I say I get it. And I want you to understand that there's a lot of ups and downs. There's peaks and valleys. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. If someone creates $100,000 a year within the first year, there's many factors that could be happening. So I want to share transparently, just so you have realistic expectations that, number 1, your story is not going to be my story. Number 2, you can do what I've done and beyond and faster if you want, if you have the time, if you have the motivation to do it, because I'm giving you all the tools. I was just kind of throwing stuff around for a while there. And now it's much more dialed in, and I know why I'm doing things, what I'm doing, why things work, why things don't work. And that's an ever changing process, right? Or a process of growth always. I'm definitely not where I will be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, right? And so just keep those things in mind when it comes to your own journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. If you want a long-term, sustainable, peaceful, calm, wonderful brand and business. And that's what I want for you. So I'm going to give you just where I started, which 2018. So I started my first blog and brand in 2016. That was part-time because I was still working full-time. And so my background is obviously in blogging, in digital marketing, in creating downloads that are paid and free as lead magnets, building my list, all of those things. And then I partnered with a social selling company. I'm going to skip out on the first one because that was a learning experience and it's not really as relevant to today and what I'm going to talk to you about as the second one. The second social selling company, which I'm still partnered with as a product affiliate, that is kind of where the journey to 100K really started. Although the income from affiliate marketing on my first website still, and at that point, was bringing in revenue also. So I guess it is relative. So I'm going to start, as I'm talking you through, I'm going to start at basically the 2018. I'm going to walk you through that. So let's get you started on your clicking shared. Okay, so this worksheet right here, I'm literally sweating, you guys. This is so bad. Okay, so worksheet 5. This one, I want you to think about 3 things. And you can do this with me. This one's not going to take you long at all. And I'm going to give you an example. So use this worksheet to map out where you currently are as far as your impact, monthly income, and annual income. So for impact, I know this is kind of hard, but you can qualify this in any way that you can think of. So it could be from testimonials from customers or people in your audience to your business partners, team members, clients, readers, or if you're not sure at all, it can be people you're working with in what capacity. I'll show you an example of that because that's how I looked at mine. And then what you would love to hear from someone as far as your brand's impact for that desired impact. Current monthly income, approximate. If you know month to date, year to date, use that. And then desired monthly for current annual income, and then desired income. And then what we're going to do is map out how that can actually happen. So numbers wise, what you would need to do to make that happen. And you can be general or you can be specific, because some of you have a digital product, you have a coaching offer that you have in mind, you have a social selling company, you have affiliate products, you know what it is you want to sell, even if you haven't sold it yet. And so you can actually plug that in. So worksheet 5, current impact. So I just used a ballpark example. So currently serving 72 clients within group programs, one-on-one coaching, and courses. Okay, so that's current impact. So working with and or serving people with courses that I've created and programs, 72. Now, desired impact, and this is again thinking about, all right, kind of near future, desired impact would be help 100 women to add an additional 1 to 10K in income per month to their brand. Okay, so that's more of a desired impact that I can get my mind around. Okay, I want to help 100 women to add 1 to 10K per month to their brand. And for me, I'm thinking of this desired impact within a year. So my next year-long goal would be that or more. So for you, I want you to figure out what's your current impact, again, qualifying that however you want, and then what you desire impact wise. Remember, impact is going to lead to income, but at the heart of it, you want to be centered on how are you helping to solve your ideal client's problem, right? So if you can solve their problem and get in front of them, your target audience, then you're in business and you have a business you need to grow and scale. If either of those are missing, if you don't have the audience or you don't have the solution, you don't have a viable business, right? So keep those principles in mind. I'm so tempted to try. Yeah, so unfortunate. Okay. Well, I guess I do. I guess I finally give up on trying to present my slides to you. I've literally done hundreds of presentations, never had this issue. So I'm really confused what's going on. But anyway, I hope you're still enjoying this, even though it's about 2 inches. I would like it. But anyhow, all right. So next up is current monthly income. So say current monthly income is between, and again, you might have varied income. I have varied income, 5,000 to 15,000 in 2023. Desired monthly income for 24, 10 to 50K. So that's my personal, those are actually pretty accurate. That would be desired for 2024. Okay. And so I want you to write down what's your current monthly income. If you have you have a 9 to 5 right now, you have an actual paycheck, base salary, include that as well. So all things considered, and you'll see why, and then what's your desired monthly income. Okay. And then annual income, obvious, it's kind of very correlated to the first one. So current annual income for 2023, approximately K. You can do either year to date or for the whole year, and then your desired income. Okay. So for me, my desired income is to hit multiple 6 figures, 200K plus for 24. And next week, I'm going to be sharing my exact plan to make that happen in the Maverick Society. If you were here yesterday, you'll know that one of the things that you get are the annual personal growth and profit planning masterclass to set you up for your entire year with what you're selling, what you're working on, what you're going to be reading or listening to. And then we adjust that at the end of every quarter and readjust for the next quarter, because we have to make changes, life happens, and we do that together. Our Q4 planning is next. That's in addition to our 3 coaching calls and the happy hour. So if you're interested in Maverick Society, now is a great time because you will get that Q4 personal growth and profit planning. Okay, so worksheet 6. Okay, this is the fun part. So pull out this worksheet and we're going to go through some revenue mapping. So this will show you an example. Actually, I gave you 2 examples of how to do this. And so it's going to look so different for everyone, depending on your goals, depending on what you have going on right now. No 2 worksheet 6s are going to look the same. And I want you to be, as I did for this example, as realistic as possible, like almost lowball yourself. This is how I view it. Almost lowball yourself and you'll still be blown away at what is possible with multiple revenue streams and adding one at a time, or what you can add in a short amount of time. So I'm going to talk you through my thought process on these 2 examples, and I hope you get super excited. And you can go along with me and fill yours out as you want. I am going to pause and time in between worksheet 6 and worksheet 7, and then I will share more of my journey to the first year and how that went down, because it's not as linear as you might think of a journey. So I want to give you some insider info there. All right, so let's take a look at example 1. First of all, let me check and see if y'all have any questions. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your understanding. I just don't understand. I wish you could see this. Like if I could show you, every time I go into either full screen or presenter mode, it pauses my screen sharing, which is normal, but then it doesn't let me unpause it. Like the pause button is frozen. So I'm not sure, maybe I need to update my Zoom. That's the only thing I can think of, is if there's a Zoom update. And I bet that's what it is. There's some kind of glitch there, because I literally don't know what to do, which if you knew how much I use Zoom, you'd be like, how has this been possible? Then she doesn't have this dialed in here. Okay, so there's worksheet 6. I want you to keep in mind, 2023, we have 3.5 months left. So you have a runway into the last quarter. All right. You've got a runway running into the last quarter to make these things happen, to put the systems in place to escalate what you do in the remainder of the year for 2024. So in this example, if you look at the top, this is this year. This is an example in which someone is making about $50,000 a year from a job, from an actual, you are an employee, you're getting a salary, or you're clocking in hourly, you're making 50K. This person has a social selling business that at this point brings in $12,000 per year. So again, these are annual amounts, $12,000 per year. So about $1,000 a month. That's pretty good considering that about 98% 99% of people do not make money in social selling, and definitely not $1,000 a month. So if you're anywhere near that, kudos to you. If you're way beyond that and you want to start to create your own business, adjust these numbers in your mind accordingly. Maybe you're at like 100, 200K per year, but you don't want to be locked into that for whatever reason. I've been there. And so put that number down if you know it. Digital products. So let's say that you are someone, and this example, one person is someone who created a $97 digital product and sold it to 10 people on average per month. So in the next 3.5 months, they turn around and sell this $97 product to 10 people on average per month, which with 3.5 months, it's actually even less. That would be an additional $3,000 for the year between now and the end of the year. And that's not that many sales especially with a $97 product. So 3,000, or a $47 product to 20 people, you'd make the same amount. Okay. So just one product. Let's say we're dipping our toe into the digital product creation space. You got the digital product lab, you're in the membership, you're working through the things, you're asking all your questions. Next 3 weeks, you've got it, you're ready to go. You start selling it to your warm audience as you're building the systems to sell to a broader audience. All right. Then you also add in a membership. So this might be closer to like November. You've got your digital product, you kind of launched that, you've got the wheels in motion. You've also got this membership idea, and you're going to do a pre-sale for this. You're going to get people enrolled into your membership. You know exactly what you're going to provide to them. This is just a low ticket membership, $27 a month, based on 10 total members for 3 months. You'd make another 1.2 thousand with 10 members for 3 months. And you're setting yourself up for something scale in 24. Now, one-on-one consultation, adding 3 different streams of revenue to your brand might be a little much. Someone might say, hey, I'm also providing consultation if you want to walk with me through XYZ process that you are offering in the membership. That might be on the back end and less formal, and you don't have to have these huge sales funnels set up. You just have to have your process in place. So I'm going to say for 2023, for this example one, that's not included. So the total for 2023 annual income would be 66,000. So you could, in this example, go from making about 62,000 to an additional $4,000 in the next 3 months. Now, this is absolutely crazily conservative. I'm giving you low ticket numbers and low enrollment numbers. So see what I'm doing here? I'm showing you what's possible, but the minimum of what's possible. I hope that that's where your mind is going. I'm not trying to be unrealistic and like, you're going to make 40,000. You might, if you have an existing audience and you create a relevant digital product, you can crush it. That's where those $50,000 months come from, $49,000 month, as I told you the other day, a $30,000 month, 30K in 30 days. I've promoted my program for that before. Once you have a warm audience and you're creating things that are useful to them, that's absolutely possible. So anything is possible, but I don't know your specific audience. Now, if this is exciting and this is like cool to you, put some fire emojis in the comments. To me, this gets me really excited. And I hope for you, as you make your own, that you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many possibilities. And it doesn't seem so overwhelming, because you don't do this all at once. And you don't do this unsupported if you don't want to be unsupported. So in 2024, person stays in their job, they get a little raise, right? In your regular job, as when I was in special education as a teacher and then a program coordinator, got a raise every year, but it was like a couple $1,000s, if that. Right? Sometimes a little more. As an administrator, a little bit more, but you have to have a master's degree and all of this stuff. So a couple $1,000s raise. This person is going to give themselves a raise, but they're actually backing off of social selling, but residual wise, 10,000 per year, nothing to scoff at, right? Now, digital products, what they're doing is basically doubling. Oh gosh, I put my math down for how I got that number. They're basically quadrupling what they're doing. So this could be based on, did I not write it down? No, I didn't. I think I based this on like a $197 product to 20 people would get you to 12,000 a year. Or if someone wanted to focus on just that original $97 product and escalate from there, they could. You could have 10 different digital products and be making more. But just by doubling the price, which would still be low ticket, and creating something that's even more valuable, which maybe the people who bought in 2023, they want that next step. So there's your funnel, right? So that's an additional 12,000. Now the membership, 6,500 annual, is based on having 20 members at $27. Again, very low ticket membership, but that's an additional 6,500. And then adding one-on-one consultation, because now you've got your systems, your processes, you have time on the back end to take on one client per month on average at $750 per month, which is very extremely low, unheard of low, but $750 per month, that would yield an additional $9,000. So if you haven't done the math already, in 2024, this person would be at 90K. And so at this point, they might be thinking, okay, well, I can see where this is going. I can see how I can scale and escalate this. I now have the systems to scale in place, because over the rest of 2023 and the start of 2024, this person is putting in place the systems that they need to scale their business, to grow their audience and their list more quickly, to automate the sales process. Maybe in 2023, they just do a low-tech launch. That's how I teach it at first. You don't need to have a sales page. You don't need to have your email marketing. None of that. Let's just get it going, make some money, make some impact, get started, do it imperfectly. Don't wait 3 months and then launch. That is ridiculous. Okay. So this person is now like, all right, it's time. I'm going to go all in. And again, this is not everybody, but this person's going to go all in, and they are going to not be in their job anymore. So they're going full-time in their business. Okay. So this means that they are spending more time on growing their business, and they're not focused on social selling. And maybe there's a decline, as has happened for everybody since the end of 2021. So now 5K in additional revenue per year, that's passive from social selling, or maybe sales funnels. I don't know. But for this person in this example, their income has gone down in that way. But digital products, now based on one $97 product sold to 20 people each month through probably a sales funnel, or because their audience has blown up and is super warm, or a combination of both, it's an additional 24,000. Again, that's just one product. You could have tons, this example. Membership. So based on having 100 members, because again, systems are in place, audience is growing, influence is growing, 100 members at $27 is 32,000 per year. And then one-on-one consultation has scaled to just 2 clients per month. But now that you're more in demand, you're charging 1,500 a month, which again is low for one-on-one coaching, 36,000. So if you add that up, that is going to be $97,000. Again, this is frankly conservative for what you could do within 2 years. So to go from 66,000 working full-time to working part-time and making 97,000 in 2 years, in my opinion and my experience, is 100% possible. And I can say that because I did that and beyond and faster. So I know for a fact it can happen. So I wanted to give you a number that's realistic, but also that I can get behind, like, yep, that's totally possible. So another example, is this helpful? I hope this is helpful for you, because I want you to I created this chart, and then I want to make sure it makes sense, because not everyone's brain works the same, obviously, but I hope this is helping to show you what I want you to do. Now, you might just want to do one other stream of revenue and just go all in on that one thing. So don't feel like you have to add, we talked about 13, 14, 15, 16 different types of possibilities. I'm only showing you just a few here. You have a whole menu from yesterday that you can choose from. And in your worksheet 5, I believe it is, no, 4, you've got your check boxes checked off of what you were wanting to add in the next few months, in the next year. So I want you to work off of those. Okay, fire. I always want it to be perfect before launch. I guess an inch is faster, just may have to have my head around. Yes. So the thing is though, so you can pre-sell in beta mode, basically. So if you're some people feel like, oh, I'm not an expert in this. How can I, charge full price and pre-sell? When I launched, so let me jump around a little bit. When I launched my coaching business, so in 2018, I joined that other company. 2019, based upon keyword research, and it's going to get real nerdy, I saw a huge potential and because of the way things were going, I better set up some SEO driven sales and sponsoring funnels like I did for the first company. So I set those up in 2019 and they weren't bringing in revenue at that time, trickling in here and there passively, which is great. Can't complain about that. But I knew, I was like, oh, this product is going to go viral. The market trends with this particular product was like, oh, okay, here we go. So I set that up anticipating what did happen. But also knowing that that wouldn't last forever. That momentum, what comes up really quickly can come down just as quickly. So in my mind, what I knew I always wanted to do was to start teaching online marketing, exactly what I'm doing now, but it was more in my 5-year plan. But there were also things going on in my personal life, which made it such that I was like, nope, we are doing this like yesterday. So I launched my coaching business in January of 2020. Again, in this group, I had no audience relevant to online business. Remember, I was a mommy blogger before. Here in this group, 260 members launched, and it was a $15,000 launch. I had not created my product yet, but what I knew was my framework. I had that fleshed out to death, but I didn't have all my slides done. I didn't have a 12-week program done before I launched it. And what I did was I had everything, and this is what I teach in Low Tech Launch, is pre-selling. So you're pre-selling at a lower price point than you'll eventually charge because it's not fully created. They can't have full access to it right away. But while you're in the process of selling your pre-launched digital offer, group program coaching, you're developing it. You're getting a week or two ahead, and then you deliver it in vivo. And this is so invaluable for your clients because you can get feedback from them live. Now, this is if you're doing a live group product live group program. You can pre-sell anything as long as you know exactly what you're going to create and you know that you have the skills and you're equipped to do it. Now, we're not going to do Fire Festival where we say that we're setting up a this won't make sense if you didn't watch day one, but where we're setting up a luxury music festival on a private island in the Bahamas. We have no clue or support on how to do that. You can't in integrity pre-sell in that case. However, if you feel confident that you have all the things in place, pre-sell, like keep it moving. Don't take months to create something that you don't even know if people want. Like that is insane. If you pre-sell and no one's buying or getting on your wait list, it could be something wrong with your messaging, but it could be that that's not what your audience is wanting. They don't want that. And so don't waste your time perfecting everything. Take imperfect action. That's my best advice. That got my momentum going. In 2020, what I launched was the Influence, Impact, and Income Academy. And most people went in on that with payment plans. So that gave me some additional monthly income as a buffer to get the next thing ready, right? So you always want to be thinking, what's the next thing that my people need? Like what would be the perfect next step for them, for anyone who wants to take that next step? And so that gave me some runway. What also gave me runway though, was because I had spent a year and set up a sales funnel to really help me increase that passive revenue from social selling. You could do the same thing with an affiliate product. So having that buffer of, at that time, it was anywhere from, I'd say over that year, anywhere from 3,000 to 9,000 in passive income. So obviously that gave me some wiggle room, but I knew that I had to get to the point where I could replace that if and when that declined more rapidly. And now it has, because at this point, I'm not working that business. I just make money from affiliate sales for that company, which is great. But my full-time gig is coaching, course creation, digital marketing, right? Okay. So for this example, again, 3 months left in the year, this person's making 50K. I just altered this ever so slightly. Everything's the same as the first example until we get to 2024. So this person is someone who's gone all in. They're like, I'm just dipping my toe. I'm getting something out there, but I'm really going to scale in 2024 because I'm doing the things. I have a system in place. I have a daily method of operation, these money-making activities. I'm doing it. I'm setting up the systems for automation. I'm bossing up my content, all the things. Okay. So that's going to be, what difference? I changed. I thought I didn't change. Hold on. Oh, just the bottom. So just having a $97 per month membership. So rather than a $27 per month membership, this is a $97 per month membership. And this could be a membership to a pre-sold membership and to the same format or framework that will eventually be your course or your one-on-one offer, but it's in just a self-paced version. There might be some element of your time. There's so many types of offers for memberships. It's insane. I love coming up with something that is creative and works for you and your people. But for this one, just say $97 a month based on 10 members. That'd be an extra $3,000 between now and the end of the year. That's the second thing that I launched as a next step for those in cohort 1 of my original academy, the Influence Impact Income Academy. The next step was, when we were done with that, they all wanted to keep going, but the 12 weeks were over. And so I created a $97 per month membership. We met twice for coaching calls to help them through implementation and growth. And so that was all that was. It wasn't anything super fancy, but it was the next step to keep momentum going, to keep people in my world working with me working with them. So membership, $97. I've offered something like that before. No one-on-one consultation for this example. Now 20 and 68,000. So about the same as the first example, but only 10 members equaled 3,000. So you about double that amount for 2020, the 3 months left. Now 2024. So when you pre-sell, you actually collect the fees discounted. Yes. So some people call it a beta, selling beta. I personally don't, because in my opinion, and this, again, it depends on what you're going to be comfortable doing and selling. So for me, I knew I had created massive results with what I was going to teach in this 12-week program. I'm a professional educator of 13 years. Like, I knew, it was like, what I'm going to deliver to them is worth, 5x what I was going to charge even at that time. So I felt comfortable. I think I charged like $997 for a 12-week program, which I eventually charged $1997 for the last cohort of that program. But I charged less than I knew I ultimately could, because it was the first run through. And so you can charge your final amount if you want to, if you feel really confident, and you're going to be able to get behind in your belief, selling it for that amount, for that value, and demonstrate that value and speak to your ideal client who you're creating that for. So you collect it, you have your systems in place as far as you getting them into a Facebook group or getting them into your course platform. If you have one, there's so many ways to do this. But yes, you collect their fee. It's typically, for a beta, it's going to be less than you would normally charge. And that's an incentive for people to get in now before your price increases with each round or each new launch or release. And so it does give that factor of urgency because of that. So yes, you do. And then you deliver it. You're getting your materials ready as you're selling. So you have your cart open, a little offer sales term for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long it is. But during that time, you are working on what you're going to be delivering when your cart closes. So it's not that they're waiting around for you to then create it, but you have that runway. So you're fleshing out, you're creating slides. I delivered my modules live, which I love doing, because it's like this. It's like an opportunity to interact. It's different when it's self-paced. And so, as you guys know, I have probably 20 at this point, self-paced masterclasses, courses, things like that. And they can be very effective, but I find for most people, they need and want some level of accountability support to ask me questions. And in order to, price things as self-paced, I'm not going to include my time. You know what I mean? So that's why I have Maverick Society, right? Okay. So 2024 for this person, again, income's going down with social selling because they're not focusing on that. They're not team building anymore. It's just residual. Digital products. Now, this is based on, in 2024, they develop and sell a $297 course to an average of 5 people per month. Now, this could be one launch and they make that 30K in that one launch and then go on to launch it again and make another 30K or 60K. I don't know, but this would be based on just 5 sales per month on average of a $297 product, which again is considered a low ticket offer. The membership that's in existence, which could be just like, I don't know, self-paced access to that course. I don't know. It's still $97 per month. 20 members per month only would be an additional $23,000, just a different level of support with the same framework that's serving your target audience. one-on-one consultation. Again, this is based on one client per month at $1,100, would be an additional $13,000. If you had 2 clients, or you charged double or triple, which some people do. I personally don't charge thousands per month for coaching, but $13,000, if not 23 or $36,000, right? So for this example, lowballing would be $76,000. And no, this person already went all in. So 2025 is going to look like less social selling income. Now so this is still happening, but here I just gave you the example of this person's now creating a $47 digital product. Maybe this is in a sales funnel. And then they're making $41K in 2025 from a $47 product selling to 20 people per month through a sales funnel. So this could be all 3 of these combined and more if they're automated, systematized over time, because you're learning, you're bossing up your skills, you're going down the roadmap, hopefully the roadmap in Maverick Society. But either way, you're growing, you're learning, and you're increasing your income. Membership. Now this is based on 100 members. At this point, this is really catching on. You might be running ads to it. You have 100 members. It's 116,000 just on the membership for 100 members at $97 a month. Again, you could do 50 members, you mean like what, 60K? Not quite, 55. Do math right now. One-on-one consultation. This is based on 2 clients per month. Again, you're more in demand. So you charge $2,000 a month on average, $48,000. That would be with no JOB, over $200,000. So it's not like, I just like to show you these examples because you can see what you would need to do, where you would need to price things, the value you would need to be able to price things that way to make what you want to make as far as income. And hopefully if you're doing this right, and I know you will because you've been in this boot camp, you're starting at baseline of creating products for that target audience and for that ideal client that you know very well, and that all your content is speaking to. You're speaking to their desires, you're speaking to their challenges, and you're pointing to the solutions that you have, that you've created because you've gotten results. And so now you're going to turn around and say, hey, let me get you the same results faster, or let me help you to get yourself the same results by my framework, but faster. And pro tip, when it comes to creating offers, an irresistible offer is 99.999% of the time going to be tied to someone's desire for health, increased wealth, or better relationships in some way, shape, or form. No matter what niche you are, is it going to help them with health, ultimately, wealth, or relationships? That is a huge part of an irresistible offer. There's many other components, but that is one at the core. If you can have something that is helpful for one of those areas in niche, there you go. Okay, so here's a little just side by side of examples 1 and 2, and that will just give you kind of a benchmark of how different those look. Obviously, example 2, we had 2024 and 2025 were both years where someone went all in and they left their job and just went crazy with it. In the first example, they did not. And so they made obviously more money there, but they were in their job, had less time to work on their business, but were able to accomplish a lot through systems of automation. And then in 25, boom. Okay. So before you start on your own map, whether you do that now, as I'm talking through a little bit more of my brand journey to the first 100K year, what questions do you have as far as anything that we've discussed within the last however many slides we've just gone through? So within this worksheet 6, what questions can I answer for you if you're on here live? Oh, good. Okay. So while I'm waiting, if you want, go ahead and take some time to fill out your worksheet 6. I'm just going to give you the rest of the rundown because I'm almost there. So when we last left off in my journey to the first 100K year, which happened, so 2020 was a $97,000 year. So I almost want to say that was the first year was a $100,000 year, but it wasn't quite. But $97,000 to go from $49,000 in 2019 to $97,000, that's boss. So that to me is, example. It's not that I didn't have anything crazy in place when I launched, even not the membership. I think I did make a sales page, maybe not. I think I eventually did, but not for the first launch. So you can do this low tech when you're getting started. You just have to have certain elements in place. Low tech launch is one of the courses that's in Maverick Society. Social Seller to CEO Academy, which is I'll get to that. It's all updated as of this spring. I include AI. It's literally a complete digital marketing program you can go through, and that's in there too. So where we left off, I launched in January 2020, had that $15,000 launch, and was like, all right, we're going. It's go time. No more 5-year plan to jump into mentorship and coaching and creating courses. We're just going to do it. And I'll figure out what course platform to use. I didn't have a course platform. I was using Facebook groups only, like for courses, and just leaving them in there. I have like 5 cohorts of Influence, Impact, and Income Academy. Now I have the final one, self-paced, but at the time I had so many, I just kept launching it and reteaching it. And it was great. I was iterating, making it better each time, asking for feedback from my students. So then flash forward, the last time that I launched Influence, Impact, and Income Academy it was like September or October. I think it was September of 2020. October of 2020, so now coming up on 3 years ago, I filed for divorce, and I knew that I was able to sustain all of the monthly bills, mortgage, everything, my lifestyle on my own. And so that is how that went down in a nutshell. And then that year ended up being a $97,000 year. And I knew I had to keep that up and escalate it because I was truly then on my own financially. And so in January 2021, so I'm going to go through 2021 just because I didn't quite get to 6 figures in year 1. So January 2021, I launched Low Tech Launch, and then also had many people reach out for one-on-one coaching. At that time, I don't even know that I formally pitched it, but people wanted to work with me one-on-one to develop these things individually. And so I went with that. It was basically the same process, but individualized. So that was the first thing of that year that I launched, in addition to affiliate income, in addition to social selling residual. So all of those things were also still happening. And then April 2021, I launched the Social Seller to CEO Academy and one-on-one as an option. So the one-on-one experience. And that was it was a great launch and a great kickoff to what is now my kind of flagship digital marketing program. I've iterated on that several times. We're on the 4th iteration. It's now self-paced. And so that's in Maverick Society. I made everything self-paced and included in Maverick Society. And that's for a reason. It's because I wanted to make the price point extremely accessible and also give support in those self-paced courses and community. So anyway, April 2021. And then one thing I want to point out though, is that while my brand income was going like this, the social selling income that was up here was going down because, as I suspected, after COVID was over, after the virality of all these influencers getting their hands on the product and sharing it as affiliates, it's gone down. And so that's just natural. If I looked at the keywords, people searching for this product, it went way down. So my sales went way down, obviously. But what that did was give me the runway to kind of go like this. And then it evened out. Now my social selling income is staying in one place for the most part now. It's like a baseline, which is kind of nice. But my coaching income, I am in control of scaling that. And so that's where that went. So the 2021 was like I think I ended at like 138,000 or something like that. And then 2022 last year was lower than that, but it was like 85% my own offers, right? Not 8,000 a month from social selling. So that I always like to clarify, because while it can be scary to see an income stream coming down, you also can't expect to run multiple businesses full steam ahead at once. But what I love is that the way that multiple streams sets you up for is so that you don't have all your eggs in one basket that can be very fickle. If you're in social selling and you're not like grandfathered in as one of the dinosaurs that's way up in the, upline, anyways, that's just my experience. Wanted to share that. So that is my basically roadmap to first 6-figure year. My best advice would be to focus on creating monthly recurring revenue. So offering things like payment plans for everything and continuing to move forward so that you have a baseline, so you know what you can spend on ads, so that you know what you can spend on hiring a virtual assistant or getting someone to help you out with a project or a membership. You know what you have to spend. and invest in your business to grow it. So now what we're going to do is wrap up with worksheet 7, and I am sweating because I'm in my closet and lights that I have going are so hot and there's no airflow, and normally it's not summer but anyway, so worksheet 7. Oh, firstly, I asked you to tell me questions. I know how to get to that point. Yep. And please, my other advice is, man, we were just talking about this in this week's call. I know I'm intentionally bringing up Maverick Society because obviously I want you to join it, you guys, because it's freaking amazing. And I have no shame in my game saying that, but I bring that up now because we had a discussion about that very thing. When your back is up against a wall and you have to make something happen, and you're in fight or flight mode, and everyone's situation is different. But if you're in fight or flight mode, sometimes you can get these crazy spurts of motivation that kind of defy logic. I was telling one of my clients, I wish that I still had sometimes that level of motivation that I had when I was going through it, because I was not going to be stopped, because it really felt like, in a sense, like life or death, like life's, without going into details, I really felt I would stay up all night. I would literally sacrifice anything because I knew what I had to do. And it was what I ultimately wanted to do, which was, nice. I had this idea, but I certainly wasn't ready to become a business coach right then, as far as my mentality. But I'm like, how can I help? How can I create income through impact? Let's go. Let's do it. And so use that to fuel you, but also don't expect that that's going to be the same vibe that you have. And it's a good thing. If you had met me, or some of you may have known me, but if you'd worked with me several years ago, 4 years ago, I'm a different person. My nervous system is regulated, right? That's why I talk about a calm, peaceful business. That's my priority. So we're going to talk about success and the definition of success. And Gary Vaynerchuk shared this the other day, so I added it into my slide presentation. It's kind of ugly looking, but look at how my slides are right now with how I'm sharing them with you. So it just kind of fits, I guess. Messy action, right? What you're sharing, if you're solving problems and you're helping people, I don't want to say it doesn't matter what things look like, but the more important thing is the impact you're making. So he shared this. It says 7 billion people need to change the conversation of what success looks like. It's not to make $1 billion. It's to wake up in the morning and actually be in a good mood. So that is where I'm at. And so whenever I get to thinking, oh, there's, this business coach or that business coach that's created larger amounts of money faster, or I should be further along at this stage because this person is, I don't know what their journey is like, but when I really think about what does success look like to me, it's what I have now. More income on top of that just gives me more possibilities to expand, to do things. Obviously, I think money in the hands of good people, that's always a good thing, but that's not what I'm striving for, right? And so I want you to define, what does success look like to you? A 6-figure year or a 10K month, that's not the definition of success, right? That's literally not the definition of success. You get to define your definition of success and work from that place and set your expectations from that place. So I want you to answer these questions over time or now. Number 1, what does success look like to you? You heard me say in the mission statement, of my own mission statement at the beginning of this, that part of what I value is teaching women how to create businesses that feel calm, safe, peaceful. Financial stability is important, but also it's aligned with you, how you want to run a business, who you want to be working with as far as team members, clients, the amount of hours you work, what your routine looks like. You don't want to be doing what I was doing in 2020, which is just madness, right? But there are seasons when you have to work really freaking hard. There's not going to be anyone, there might be like the very small percentage of people who don't have to work hard and have massive success, but I guarantee you somewhere along the way, they were grinding at some point to create their influence, to create their skill sets. At some point, they put in the sweat equity into their business, into who they are as a person. And that's what's creating those fast results that you see. So there is hard work involved in building a sustainable branded business. You might have fast success. You might be, having a 10K month, but if you don't know that you need learning, need seeking mentorship and support, that can drop just as quickly. And you're like, what happened? I thought I was doing well. Were you growing your audience? Were you nurturing your audience? Were you selling every day, making offers to your audience organically or in a paid way? Were those things happening to scale to keep you there or not? And so there's so many nuances to this. And so I hope this piece will help you to just stay centered when it comes to what success looks like to you and what you're shooting for, so that you're not shooting for someone else's definition of success. Second question, what is standing in your way of achieving that success? Is it your routine? Is it a toxic person in your life? Is it you need to get a loan for ad spend to increase your audience quickly? What is standing in your way? So what do you need to do? Is it your mindset? Is it your fear of failure? Is it your fear of success? Is it you're hitting your upper limits and you're like, how do I break through my upper limits? I've been stuck here for so long. I want to be here, but I'm stuck here. What's standing in your way? Is it you? It might be. What's that Taylor Swift song? It's the problem, it's me. 3, what have you already done to try and solve that problem? Or have you numbed out from that problem? Have you not looked at that problem? You have tried to do anything. What have you tried to do already? And then question 4, what will happen if you don't take the next step? And I don't know what that answer is. What will happen if you don't take the next step? And question 5, what are your next steps moving forward to generate the impact and income that you desire? What is your roadmap? What is your game plan? Are we willy-nillying it? Are we just figuring it out as we go? What are the next exact steps that you're taking to generate that income that you want to generate in the next 3.5 months, and to set yourself up for the systems that you need to generate even more than that in 2024? What are your next steps? List those out. Okay. And then you do have homework. And I'm going to change this. This is not optional. So the first question, what 2 goals would you like to accomplish with your brand and business in 2023? I want you to be accountable to yourself by writing it down and putting it out there. What are you going to boss up and do by the end of the year? Non-negotiable, 2 things. What are you doing? And then I'm going to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested, whether you join or not, how interested in being a part of the Maverick Society membership are you? So I'm just curious, because I would love to know who, maybe it's not the right time for you to join right now. Although once the founding members spots are gone, the price is going to increase by $100 and we won't be open until 2024. So you miss the end of the year, but I still want to know, how interested are you? Scale of 1 to 10. And then if you can right now, before we do a little Q&A, if you have any questions, I would love to know the most helpful, I ask you this every day, but the one most helpful thing or something that comes right to mind that's a takeaway from this boot camp. And I love this because sometimes it's the smallest little thing, and it's not something that I even think, and this is going to be your experience too. We often will have knowledge or have, nuanced information or wisdom that we don't really think much of, but we hesitate in sharing those things because we're like, well, it's not relevant. Share all those things that are on your heart that are relevant to your target audience, because you never know how you're going to impact someone. And it might be something that I said that was not on a slide. It was just some random tangent. What was the most helpful thing to you from the Boss Up Your Brand Bootcamp? I would love to know. And yeah, we'll do a little Q&A, but my last slide is the most important, and that's to thank you for your time. There are so many of you who have been so involved doing the homework assignments very thoughtfully. I've really noticed that those of you submitting homework, you are really taking your time and showing that you are dedicated to bossing up your brand. You're hungry. You want to make things happen. You're not just like hobbying and dabbling around. You want to make it happen. And so that makes me really excited. I love that you're in community, and I just want to nurture that spirit in you. And so thank you for taking the time this week. And if you're watching this by replay, you still have until the 19th at midnight to get your homework assignments in. You want to be considered for that scholarship for the Maverick Society. There are the 4 one-on-one fast action bonus calls left, where I will work one-on-one with you with the total of 4 left who have created their outline here today. We are going to flesh that out. We are going to come up with your offers. What are your digital products? What do you need to learn in order to make this happen? I will direct you to the exact specific course and or module that I have available to you as you join. I will set you up to literally do all those things, those two things. You're doing them. If you're in Maverick Society, you literally don't have a choice. So if you get that one-on-one call and I can sit there and make you a map that's going to work for you and your brand and your business and your goals. So I would love that opportunity. Now you have the opportunity to ask me any questions that you have about today, and I'll stay on for a couple minutes to answer. You're welcome, Ashley. You're welcome, Mona. Get going. Don't wait anymore. Be imperfect if necessary. Yes, you can be excellent and imperfect. Those two things it's both, right? You can be excellent and imperfect. So if you're always shooting for excellence, so for example, this presentation, my slides aren't perfect. These are not the best slides in the world. My Zoom isn't working, but the content, the energy behind it, my heart behind it, that is excellent. And that's what you strive for. That always comes through, and you can refine that. But if you're striving for excellence, that will still come through even if you're being imperfect. And what is perfect? There's no such thing as perfect. Like that's the cool thing about growth. You're never going to arrive. It's all a journey, and it can be over like this. And so we have to enjoy and celebrate all along the way, and pay attention to the people that we get to serve. Pay attention to the people in your life around you while you're building. It's so important to not only be building a business that's aligned, but also a life that you're obsessed with, an aligned life and business. It's all one and the same. And so if you're going to be in this for the long haul, you need to build that solid foundation of alignment and a solid foundation that you can build on over time, celebrating all along the way and not sacrificing what means most to you. So I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And I hope to be welcoming so many of you into the Maverick Society in the coming days. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got a ton of value. And if you did, I would really appreciate if you would rate, subscribe, and review this podcast. It really helps to push out the message that I have to share with other female entrepreneurs. Thank you so much. Cheers to your impact.